Peace. What's up, y'all? So really quickly, I wanted to show you guys a simple working that you can do for Mercury retrograde to keep your mind and your head grounded as you know, as the energy transits and as we go into Mercury retrograde. I find that too many people kind of are playing into the mass hysteria of retrograde and what it brings. And obviously, because Mercury retrograde is a planet, Mercury in itself is a planet that affects our communication. It affects how we communicate. It affects our voice and how we effectively communicate. But I find that too many people are putting themselves in that mass hysteria of retrograde and, oh my God, back everything up and everything is gonna go to shit and da-da-da-da. And it's like, first of all, Mercury is not the only planet that retrogrades throughout the year. It's just not. Mercury is not the only planet that retrogrades periodically throughout the year. Mercury is the most talked about planet because of the fact that it affects our communication. So when I say that, I just say Mercury retrograde is not like a time to run and hide and feel like, oh, I need to run and lay in the bed and I don't need to talk to anybody and I need to, you know, just run for the next 3 weeks as this energy is transmitting and da-da-da-da. And that's not what Mercury retrograde is about. So if you have 3 exes that keep texting you every single Mercury retrograde, they keep coming back. Every single Mercury retrograde, you keep having the same communication issues with the same people. Sometimes that is not a reflection on them. It's not them, it's you. That that energy is you. That is a reflection of your lack of boundaries and the way that you effectively communicate that you don't want people in your life anymore. Sometimes that is Mercury literally as it turns its back on us and as the planet is basically sleeping. That is, in a sense, a way that spirit is showing you, not spirit, but the planet of itself is showing you, like, listen, you need to work on your communication and work on the way that you communicate with the people in your life. I think with Mercury retrograde, a lot of people don't allow themselves to be open to the knowledge and kind of the situations that they are running from. So when retrograde comes around, a lot of them get in this kind of scarcity mindset of, well, shit, all of these exes are coming back into my life and all these people are coming back into my life and, you know, well, why are they here and fuck them and da-da-da. And it's not always about them. Sometimes it's about you and it's about the way that you communicate, okay? So anyway, let's get into this because I'll be talking about this all day. So what I have here is I have 5 brown candles. The brown candles in the back are going to represent grounding. As Mercury retrograde, as the planet retrogrades, sometimes I find that the people who are not necessarily aware of the planets and the transits and X, Y, and Z, a lot of them, you might run into weird occurrences with people who obviously are not grounded in their energy and they think that they can say whatever, and that may cause arguments. I've already been in the train. I live in like the tri-state area. I've already seen arguments on the train, and we're not even fully in retrograde yet. We're only in the shadow period. So I've already seen arguments, and I've already seen people coming out of character and going into different versions of themselves, and just not having that, you know, effective communication. Just say, all right, I don't need to argue. This doesn't need to escalate and go past this certain level. So what I want to do is the 5 candles, the 5 brown candles is basically creating a shield around me. So what I'm going to do is for the next 3 or 4 weeks, however much weeks, every single Wednesday is the day of Mercury. I'm going to be burning these candles right here periodically. So I'm going to start, put them out, start, put them out, start, put them out. The 5 candles back here are basically going to be my shield. I am grounding myself and I'm protecting myself from the energy of other people, so that when these occurrences come up and I am being pulled out of character, or I feel like I'm being pulled out of character to have an argument or to be baited into an argument, I can just put myself into that grounded sense of, you know what, I don't have to necessarily partake in this, okay? So the 5 candles in the back are basically your shield, and you're going to burn them periodically every single Wednesday. Burn them, put them out, burn them, put them out, up until the last week of retrograde. You just want to let them burn fully out. For me, I'm going to be working with mini skulls. I make these mini skulls, so It's not that hard necessarily for me to find them. The skulls are going to represent my head. I want my head to remain grounded as Mercury is retrograding. I want it to remain grounded. I want my thoughts, my emotions, my feelings. I want all of that to remain grounded. I want all of the lessons that Mercury has to present itself to me to be grounded so that I'm aware of everything that's going on. Next, I'm going to need soil. The soil is going to represent groundedness and that representation of groundedness to earth, keeping myself grounded as the energy is, you know, is transitioning, keeping myself grounded in my thoughts and in my emotions. For me, it's now getting colder where I live, so I don't have the opportunity to necessarily go to the park and just put my feet in soil to remain grounded in this energy. So I have to work it so that I am incorporating groundedness in my workings. And of course, I work with magic, so that's the only fucking way that I know how to do it. Next, I'm gonna need pine, okay? The pine is gonna represent clarity and clear thoughts, which is what you want as Mercury is retrograding. You want to remain aligned in clear thoughts so that you are not the baiter. You're not the one that is, you know, effectively communicating or creating these situations within people. Next, I'm going to use lemongrass, lemon balm, lemon verbena. Use something with lemon, some type of lemon herb to basically remove all of that negative energy and to protect you at the same time, to protect you from other people's energy and protect you from other people not effectively communicating and them maybe baiting you into situations, okay? The next thing that I'm going to use like various miscellaneous items. And when I say like various miscellaneous items, I mean stuff like clips and pens and binders. Not binders, but clips and pens and things that represent the way that we communicate with business. So for me, I not only work in a business that deals with communication, I deal with teams, I deal with a various amount of people throughout the day. I also run my own small business. So for me, I have to make sure that as this energy is transitioning, I can't come up with excuses. I don't want to come up with excuses as to why packages got delayed or why X, Y, and Z happened or why this happened or why that happened. I don't want to be in that state. So I am effectively putting these stuff in here, and it's more or less representing the aspect of that miscellaneous kind of travel, miscellaneous kind of technology, those things that are usually fucked up during retrograde because of the fact that the planet has now turned its back. A lot of the times we find that technology, things that have to do with communication, things that have to do with communicating, business, you know, interviews, all of those things get delayed because of the fact that the planet has now turned its back. Then what I have here is a petition. I actually have two petitions, okay? And it's literally just simple petitions. What you can write is like, sorry y'all, my battery died. So I stay grounded as the earth energy transits, and then on this one I have made my business, contracts, paper, all be fine and protected. May I not lose anything, etc., etc. So let's do this really quick. So you're gonna need the soil. So once you add your soil, sorry y'all, my battery died. Add your pine. The pine is representing that clarity. You want to have clear thoughts as Mercury is retrograding. Add your lemon balm. Oh, and I'm also using Vetiver oil on the candles. I'm going to be using Vetiver oil. Okay, Vetiver is going to remove that negative energy and it's going to stop that shit and block it. Personal concern here. Fold into the petition. I'm going to fold it towards me. And I'm, of course, putting the Vetiver oil on the petition. Then I also have some nails in here. And then, of course, the pen won't be able to fit, but I'm just going to break it because remember, this is just a representation, guys. This is just a representation. Spirit knows what your prayer, Spirit knows what you want. You're going to be praying as you're lighting this. And this is pretty simple. Then you want to cover it with with the rest of your soil. If y'all want to know where you can get pine on most trees. Like, you don't have to run out and buy pine. If you can find a pine tree in your city. And there you go. You have your mercury protection jar. Oh, I also have a mercury protection. Mercury does not affect me sigil. I'm going to put inside. And if you guys can't get access to these little mini skulls, you can just get the big skull from most of your botanicas. Get the big skull and you can work it in increments. You can actually work that skull every single Wednesday as you're working these candles in the back as well. And as you're lighting this, you're asking spirit to keep you grounded and protected with this energy. You're asking to break free from all comfort zones and routines that necessarily don't align and don't serve you and don't serve your highest good. You know, take you into a new direction. And you want to keep your prayers, of course, consistent. You know, you working this job. Listen, this is about consistency, this work, okay? So work it, add some consistency to it, and you'll see that that retrograde does not have to be this. You know, so that retrograde doesn't have to be this. It doesn't have to have all of these negative connotations in your life. So, show some love, and peace. Stay blessed, y'all.